Hey there folks, and welcome back to the I Am CDB project. I, of course, am your host, CDB. You are not, and today I'm going to use, what am I going to use? We'll use the Defender for one pass, and then I'll follow up with the Harries and just sort of compare them a little bit, and, excuse me, running the water a little bit. And we'll just chat along as we go. I don't know about you, but I'm super glad this election is over because I was just sick of all the political ads and the folks, being at each other's throats over it. Sometimes I wonder if people realize that, we get at each other's throats. And I think that's the way the politicians like it. They're probably slapping each other on the backs and dining and even though there are separate parties and they act like they're mortal enemies, I doubt in reality that they are. However, they motivate us to be at each other's throats and to make judgments and to say ugly things to one another. And I think that's really unfortunate. I really do. And I'm glad that it is over, at least for now. Of course, they'll start hitting us with presidential ads probably in the next 8 or 9 months or whatever, because they start campaigning like a year and a half ahead. So it won't be long and we'll be dealing with it again, sadly. And I really don't watch much live television. I do try to watch the local news, and it was almost unwatchable with the ads. It was just one after the other, ran by these super PACs and all this. And I got to tell you, as you know, I'm a libertarian on most issues, and in particular on speech, but I have to wonder about these super PACs and whether that's, I guess it is, and the courts have ruled that, money and funding of that sort is speech, but I gotta tell you, I'm not super comfortable with influence from outside the districts and the type of money that pours in for campaigning and blistering the television and airwaves and print media with ads from, outside the area. I like, just maybe it's old fashioned, but I like the idea of the campaign money being raised locally, by the candidates or people who work for the candidate, and not outside influence, because we had all sorts of outside influence, celebrities, weighing in on races that far outside. They live in Los Angeles and they're worried about Beta or whatever his name is in Texas. And I'm like, let the people of Texas decide. We don't need celebrities putting their hands. Now I realize, again, I'm a free speech kind of guy and they can say whatever they want, but I don't, I don't see where it really benefits us. And he lost anyway. And so, you had all these celebrities with I call him Beta, but I guess his name's Beta. His real name is Robert. But anyhow, you had LeBron James and various celebrities, wearing hats or gear or, promoting or openly calling for people to vote for him. And they live in Los Angeles or Cleveland or wherever. And I'm like, my real thinking on that is, worry about your own district. Maybe campaign for those people and stop trying to, put your hand on the scale to tip the race in places where you don't live. Because, if you want to vote there, you can move there and establish a residency and vote. And that's fair. And I would respect them more, if they would actually, if it's that important to them, go move there and vote accordingly. It's not that I disagree with their choice, because it's not my choice to begin with. I'm going to go with the Harries for this pass, by the way. It's that they don't live in the district, and I think what it comes down to is a lot of people are ignorant when it comes to voting, and you can, there are plenty of evidence. There's plenty of evidence of that if you watch what goes on. Even some of the celebrities who were endorsing people in races. I watched one celebrity who I won't name in particular, who was opposing a candidate who, and then she gave reasons why she wanted the other candidate to win, and that candidate was not in favor of the views and the reasons she espoused. So in essence, she picked the candidate who represented or supported the opposite of the reasons she gave, which was bizarre and stupid. And it just goes to show you, you know, if you're taking your direction from celebrities as it applies to politics, do your research, study on your own, read, look at their voting record, and decide. Don't see some yo-yo celebrity in a t-shirt or a hat and decide, oh, well, if LeBron, who's a fantastic athlete and a great businessman, probably very good at everything he does, but I don't necessarily follow LeBron for politics, especially when LeBron doesn't live in my district. And, you know, chances are he's probably not all that interested in what's going on here, nor should he be, really, because I'm certainly not interested in what's going on in, you know, Cleveland, where he used to live, or Los Angeles, where he lives now, or whatever. And so, therefore, I tend not to do too much blabbing about candidates that are from places outside where I live. Like, I saw a lot of people that were angry that Ted Cruz won, but they don't live in Texas. And I'm like, well, what do you know, move there and vote if you're worried about the people of Texas decided. And whether you like it or not, they're the ones who should, can, and did decide. And so you have to live with it, whether you like it or not. Because I'm certain that if I looked at every race nationally, I wouldn't have supported every single candidate. Like in New York, they elected that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and that's an eye roller. But then again, people in New York decided that was their candidate. And so therefore, they can live with that and deal with that. And, you know, we'll see how she does. From what I've seen, you know, she doesn't strike me as being super informed on every issue. I've seen her, certainly as it applies to issues in the Middle East and so forth, I've seen her be a little off the rails. But then again, the people of New York put her into office, and that decision should be respected. And so therefore I do. I'm not going to call the people of New York names because they voted for somebody that I don't particularly think is informed. They have their own reasons, whether it be her stance on the economy or social programs, whatever the case may be. They have every right to it. I'm not going to go into a long-winded post. Gotten a really nice shave, pairing up the Defender and Harry's. I will just tell you what I'm going to use, and then I'll take a shower and do it, because I got to get to the post office to mail this vector out for Mr. Munoz. Once I get out of the shower, I'm going to use some Panade Citrus Musk. Of course, we'll be slapping on little Thayers. And we use the Shannon's 25th Street Lime, which is a really nice lime soap by Shannon's. Really good people there at Shannon's. We use the Razor Rock 400, which is great. And my Timeless Bowl. I want to thank everybody once again for joining me. Until next time, I have been your host, CDB. You and all. God bless.